Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Sugar and Sprinkle. On this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to make flaky otap. So here I'm just showing you how flaky that otap is. I am not playing with it. Just wanna show you guys how flaky this otap recipe is gonna be. Because the first one I uploaded, it wasn't flaky like this, so I made some tweak in it so that will achieve the flaky otap like the original one from the Philippines. So for the ingredients, we are gonna need all-purpose flour, warm milk, granulated sugar, vegetable oil, salt, eggs, instant yeast, melted butter, and lard. So now we're gonna make our dough. This is gonna be the first dough that we're gonna make. So to the all-purpose flour, just add in all the dry ingredients, which is the granulated sugar, the salt, and the instant yeast, and then just whisk it or mix it until it's well combined. So to knead my dough, I'm going to be using my bread machine for this. Now if you don't have one, you can always knead your dough by hand, or you can use a stand mixer if you have a stand mixer. So into my bread machine, I add in my warm milk, my melted butter, oil, and then the lard. And if you are kneading your dough by hand, after you knead the dough and you get the smooth and elastic stage of the dough, you're just gonna have to let the dough rest for at least 20 minutes. And if you are kneading your dough by bread machine, you can just leave your dough in the bread machine and let it rest for 20 minutes. I always add the egg at the top because since my milk is kind of warm, I don't want to cook the egg. So I always added my egg at the last, right in the top of the flour. So now we're gonna make our second dough. So here I have all-purpose flour and I added a cold butter. You're not gonna use melted butter in here, you're gonna use the cold butter. So using your hand, just mix it until it's well combined to the flour. I came up with this idea when I was making the dough of the hopia. So while I was making that, I was like, hey, maybe I can make hopia dough into the otap dough, but I just made a little bit of change for that too. So that's how I came up with this idea. So once your butter is well combined to the flour, you're gonna add in half of the lard, and again just mix it. So here I just add in the half of my lard and continue mixing using your hand, and then add in the other half. And then just mix until you get to the paste texture. So your dough is gonna be like it's not gonna be like the first dough that you make. It's gonna be like a paste. So after 20 minutes, I take my dough out from my bread machine bucket, and now I just divided it into two. So now we're gonna start rolling out our dough. Just to let you know that this dough is a little bit sticky. But if you find it's too sticky to work with, you can add in an extra flour. So I rolled out my dough into 14 by 14. And then you're gonna spread the second dough on the top of it. So you're gonna spread the half of the second dough. And when it's all spread in, you're gonna just fold the dough and then seal both ends. And then after you've done that, you're gonna start rolling it out again, as thin as possible. And now you're gonna brush it with vegetable oil. Then start rolling it into a log. You're gonna roll it tightly. And then once you get to the end of the dough, you're just gonna start pinching it to seal it. And then you're gonna take a dough cutter or a knife and start cutting it into 1/4 inch thick. Then you're gonna let this rest for about 20 minutes. Cutting all the otap, we're gonna start rolling it out. Here I'm rolling it very gently. I don't put a lot of pressure into it. And then you're gonna dip it into the granulated sugar, just the one side of it. This recipe can make up to 90 pieces of otap depending on how big you want it. And then you're gonna bake this into the oven 325 for about 20 minutes. And make sure you keep your eye on it because the otap is very thin and it has a chance for it to get burned so quickly. But before baking it, give it another run of the rolling pin. And after baking, this is what the otaps looks like. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!